Yeah, I guess like everyone that was really interested in wine, that's a very small proportion of wine drinkers. I was uh, into what was interesting about Australian wine vineyards and that sort of thing, and then naturally that took me to French wine, and I managed in the earlier days to drink everything good from Bordeaux, Burgundy, the Rhone, but in the background was this Italian thing, and funnily enough, it wasn't even an Italian version. It was an Australian version, probably the only one in its day, a Nebbiolo from Mudgee whose flavour pattern and the way it zinged and went with food that got me really interested in the Italian thing. But I'd studied Italy at school and university as well, so it was a place I was interested in. And then with the first visit there in the late 80s, I was um, totally smitten with the whole Italian thing. And the wine, I guess, was just the focus. It was just my excuse to go there. Um, over 40 times now. So if you're planning to go to Italy and you haven't got the northwest of Piedmont right uppermost in your mind, you're being a fool to yourself and a burden to others. It's to me the most marvelous part of Italy, and I love, I've covered almost the whole thing. I've driven it many times, from north to south of the islands. But really, Piedmont gets me every single time because of this combination of obviously wines. Wines of super importance, the most important variety, arguably, of Italy, and one of the two most important varieties of the world now, to me. Um, but it's also an area that's visually really easy. The people are really good, in both a social sense and a business sense. They're very good to deal with, um, very professional, very hospitable, and consistent. Its fame is based on the Nebbiolo wines Barolo and Barbaresco, the twin top appellations for it. But underneath them, supporting them, are so many fascinating varieties. Nebbiolo as an entry level wine, Barbera, a fabulous variety that we should see much more of grown in Australia, Dolcetto, and then there's another four or five varieties after that, Pellevergo, Grignolino, and then two or three or four whites. The true Asti Spumante comes from this area. Food wise, there's amazingly simple dishes. The most famous single thing is the white truffle, tartufo bianco, and the locals, as rude as they ever get, refer to any other truffle from anywhere else as tate, like potatoes. But it is a unique thing. This is the area that gave us vitello tonato, that genius poached veal with a tuna mayonnaise. If anybody hasn't tried it, especially in this summer and spring weather and autumn, it's the most marvelous dish and just works with all of those wines. And then there are just places to see, just visually, the Barolo area, for example, and Barbaresco. They're zones that can each contain a series of hilltop towns, each of which is an adventure to roll up the side of the hill and to see these places. As we go on, I'll be more specific for people and give you tips and make myself available for people to ask questions. Where do we go?